Hey, good morning. Today I want to talk to you about two things: focus days and motivation as an entrepreneur with a busy brain. I was going to walk out towards the lake, but then I realized that I don't know, I might lose my internet connection, so I'm just going to stay kind of close to my home, aka the Beacon of Light Center. So, all right, focus days. What's a focus day? I wasn't everyday focused or unfocused or whatever. Yeah, so a focus day, I was listening to a really cool podcast I love called ADHD-ish with Diane Winkard or something like that. And I call those theme days, and she calls them focus days. Here's what they are. They're a way to frame up our week so that we're not, like, if we don't have anything scheduled, we're not just kind of all over the place and wasting time, because that's oftentimes what will happen, right? As an entrepreneur with a busy brain, we go to this, we go to that, we get stuck in our email, whatever the case may be. So focus days is, she's got another way to do it, but all I'll say is that when we can decide, another way to say it is majoring and minoring. Like, what am I going to major in today? Like, so Mondays for me are usually marketing. For Diane, she likes to have those be her CEO days, where she does a lot of strategy and a lot of that sort of thing. I do a little of that, but I probably do like maybe a little less of that than I ideally ought to. So that was really interesting. But anyway, the idea of creating a theme or a focus for each day, I think is really, beautiful. I'm going to stop here before we talk about motivation, just to kind of show you a couple things which I find are really cool. You may or may not. All right. Thing one is, check this out. So that's my office, okay? And I don't know if you can see it, but I've got the twinkle lights in the background, which I think are really cool. I don't know if you can see those. And those are my river curtains. I love that. And then on the other side, as I walk towards it, is the spiral in progress. Da, 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 da. And there she is. Look at how beautiful she is. It's like a ninja cutting through the clutter. I just thought of that. And here's the sand and everything. And the sand's going to be a beautiful, place to place what was going to be stones, but is going to wind up being beautiful cut pieces of wood instead. We just oiled them last night. Very exciting. Okay, one more thing before I quit this particular message, and that is motivation. So when I talk about motivation, what I'm talking about is how to switch. One of the beautiful parts about a focus day or a theme day is that we don't have to be constantly switching back and forth between things, because what happens is when we do that, it creates a lot of scatter, a lot of, and actually we think that we can do that really well, and maybe we can, up to a point, at which point we can't. And then we go to flatlining, okay? So a lot of switching back and forth, generally not good for neurotypicals, definitely not good for neurodiverse or ADHD-ish brains, just saying. All right, and the last part of that is motivation, which is, how do you get motivated to do the thing you say you want to do? And I'm going to give you a real life example. So I have been super, super duper busy with all of my parents' care lately. It has been, for sure, a whole nother job. I finally put my foot down and said, that's it. I'm a consultant on this, but here's the problem. I'm a consultant on something that is really not my zone of genius. My zone of genius is coaching, helping, healing, thinking big, motivating people, helping them get to their next level, whatever that is. It is not taking calls all the time from, various things going on with mom and dad. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of firefighting, right? So here's what happens in the firefighting mode when we've got too much to do and not enough time, when we're getting a lot of phone calls all the time, when we're not able to silence everything and just do some deep work. You know what happens to our brains? They get used to this pa-pum, 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 pa-pum. And then it becomes almost impossible to pull it down. And so that's what was happening to me. I was pinging and ponging for so frigging long that finally I had time to collect myself and say, holy smokes, I got the spiral retreat coming and I really have to dial into that. For me to get started with that, wow, watching myself this morning, it was crazy. I had to procrastinate a little bit. I had to look at an email, answer a few client things. I had to have a piece of toast, and then that wasn't even good enough. I had to turn on music. It was like walking uphill through the mud in the dark, but I finally did it. And part of the reason I think I did it was I decided I was going to make a video on it. I mean, sometimes you just, wow, it was tough, but I did it. And the other thing is I set a timer. I said, that's it. I'm going to do it for 20 minutes and then I'm going to go ahead and do my video. So that was another thing, giving yourself that small time horizon and just doing one thing, So normally what I do is I do a cleanup. I do Monday motivation. Okay. And I do Monday motivation and marketing and kind of getting things ready for my week. And the morning I just do a cleanup because I do a head cleanup and an office cleanup, just kind of get ready for my week, But I haven't been doing that lately because I've just had far, far, far too many things happening between very busy weekends and maybe some Monday holidays and just appointments that seem to not be able to go anywhere else except for Monday morning, which is just really bad. And then yesterday was Monday. As I'm recording, it's Tuesday. It was so busy. So finally on a Tuesday, I have a chance to breathe. And it's like, okay, breathe now. It's like, okay, I want to breathe. Well, how do I breathe? And it's just, my biggest example to you is just do your best. Just do your best. And just try little things like, okay, I'll have a snack. Okay, I'll turn on some music. Okay, I'll turn on my timer. Okay, I'll flashlight focus. I'll just focus in this one section of my office to start to clean up because it feels just hard to get going sometimes. All right, last but not least, before I sign off, if you're still with me, I want to show you my garden. It's really exciting. I have a gardener guy. It's super exciting. Here we go. Da, 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 da. Check out my kale. I love my kale. Look at that. It's almost done for the season. We've got my, this was lettuce. Now it's just kind of old stalks. We still got quite a bit of parsley. It looks as though I need to do some parsley. I've been doing a great job using up all my basil. I've been making a ton of pesto. That's been super fun. I'm learning how to unearth my tomatoes. I did find a couple that were kind of a little rotten, which was a bummer, I guess, because we didn't stake them. Surprising how well they worked, even though they weren't staked. And then we have all this new greens stuff. This is a little bit maybe of an experiment. I don't know. Some of the seeds came up and some didn't. Very exciting. But at any rate, that's all I have for today. Stay motivated. Do what you got to do. Reach out to me. I'm here to help you, push you, love on you. It's my great joy to be your beacon of light. Over and out.